Hello, friend. I'm Karen McFarlane-Holman.
And I'm Brian Hart.
Welcome to 10 Bestest. I'm going to be talking about my new favorite podcast.
And I'm going to be talking about one of my new favorite musical websites. Let's get to it.
My cool sheet now is a podcast. This is one that I recently discovered. My younger son actually introduced me to it, and it is the Ezra Klein Show. Ezra Klein was the founder and editor-in-chief of Vox after being a columnist and an editor at the Washington Post. But since then, he left Vox and he joined the New York Times and is now the host of the Ezra Klein Show. Ezra Klein, incredibly self-aware and reflective. So that's one of the things that I really love about this podcast. For his interviews, he invites in top civil servants and public figures to really get to the root of the issue at hand. So that's one of the things that I enjoy a lot about it, is because he's bringing in these topics that are always timely. And many times when you have an interview show, a podcast like that, you get people who are trying to get more emotional or trying to take a side, and he isn't doing that. Another thing that makes him stand out is he takes the time to truly consider the validity of both sides of the argument. So extremely thoughtful, and I've learned so much from all the episodes that I've listened to so far. And I do enjoy learning about what's happening in the world, but I can also feel like I'm overdosing on politics. And so because of that, I also appreciate that Ezra has great conversations with other people, such as various business leaders, technologists, and major players in media. And here's just a smattering of some of the questions that he asks on this podcast. How do we address climate change if the political system fails to act? Has the logic of markets infiltrated too many aspects of our lives? What is the future of the Republican Party? What do psychedelics teach us about consciousness? What does sci-fi understand about our present that we miss? So all of these questions tied together, I think you would really enjoy the Ezra Klein Show.
Oh, I am so glad that you talked about this. This is also on my list of things to talk about later. I just haven't listened to enough episodes to make it like,
okay,
for sure. Because I think on Today Explained, which is a Vox podcast also that does a daily podcast, I think they had like a guest, like, we're going to play one episode of the Ezra show. I think that's because I heard just one episode so far, and I was like, ooh, immediate. I love this show. I love this podcast. Yeah, it's so well done. Everything that Vox has done has been really good, I feel like. And yeah, they try to, everybody's going to say one leans one way or the other, but they try to not do that. They try to give you the facts from both sides of view, and I love it. And they don't just talk about politics. Yeah, so it's so interesting. That's so cool. I cannot wait to dig into this.
Yes.
Oh, great.
It's a good one.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
I need another podcast, you know?
You always do.
But it's true. There are so many good ones, and I love listening to new ones, especially.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to pick through them, but that's why we sift through the noise so you don't have to. See what I did there?
I do.
I also wanted to mention that all the show notes are at 10bestest.com/strip.
There you go. Yes, an easy name. And you can listen to the last episode if you're watching on YouTube to know why we call it that. Fantastic. All right. I'm going to be talking about a website, and this website is genius.com. This website is the world's biggest collection of song lyrics and musical knowledge. So it celebrates more than just music, the lyrics, the stories behind the songs, and the creative connections and meaningful things that drive the culture of music. I have been looking for this website, and I'm sure it's been around for a lot longer than I just discovered it, but I have been looking for this kind of website for so long. So they champion curiosity and believe that everyone has music knowledge to share, so that they share insights, intel, musings, and make us more informed and engaged music lovers. So I just love this so much. I can't talk how much I enjoy this website. They've had more than 2 million contributors. So yeah, it's been around for a while. It's a destination for artists, creatives, and superfans to discuss and deconstruct all things music. And what I really like about it is the huge diversity of musical selection. So I was a little bit embarrassed when I first started looking at the website. I'm like, I don't know any of these musicians. Who are these people? But that's what's great about it, is that you get to discover new artists, the up-and-comers, maybe genres that you don't listen to on a regular basis. You can learn about, maybe find some of your new favorite artists. So this is a great way to kind of stretch your bounds of where your musical tastes are and what you might be pleasantly surprised. So they have all kinds of video performances. They have like live performances. They have behind the scenes stories of specific songs, and this is by the actual artist. So it's not just people like music critics. This is like Lorde talking about her latest song and what it meant while she was writing it, what it meant to her, where she was in her life. It's so good. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Genius.com.
I can't believe I don't know about this.
I know. What? How did both of us not know about this one?
No.
I figure maybe you did, or it was just me. Yeah, because it's obviously been around forever. They have a super great YouTube channel. I could have just talked about that. Again, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos. So it's website, any social. If you like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, they have all of them, all the different things. Their website was just kind of the hub, it has all the information. Right. But I've been really lately digging into the YouTube channel because it talks with the artists and about, I've always had the same thing with film. You can hear from film critics and, people that know a ton about film, and I think it's super interesting. But I'll never forget, there was one time where I listened to the actual artist was talking about, the filmmaker was talking about the film, and they're like, everybody thought, the reason why we did this, it means, this parallel meaning of psychology, and they're like, we just ran out of money and we didn't have budget anymore, so we changed it from a more, scope about this whole city to just one person in one room because we didn't have money. And so I always thought, I wonder how often that happens. Same thing with music, where people like to create this grand story, and they're like, no, it just, in my childhood, I really liked carrots, and it reminded me about this bunny. It's just like, you don't know. But to hear it from the actual artist,
because some people might be disappointed. Oh, I thought it was this big metaphorical thing, but it is just as interesting. Like, oh, well, we ran out of money, and so we had to do this other thing or whatever. So anyway,
and having it both ways is kind of fun. Yeah. So.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
This is great.
Yeah, you're gonna get lost like I did on this one. I know sure.
I will.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay, I'm gonna dig into that. Thank you for joining us, friend. This has been 10 Bestest. I'm Karen McFarland-Holman.
And I'm Brian Hart.
And I have a question for you. What is your favorite podcast to learn what's happening in the world today?
And what music are you digging right now?
Please like, and if you've enjoyed it, tell a friend.
And stay tuned tomorrow for another episode of 10 Bestest.
Stay curious.